Today we're going to be talking about inscribed angles. And ideally, I would have you work on a Desmos activity. If you're in my regular class during the regular school year, we've done a regular activity, and this just kind of revisits all of the theorems that we talked about with the same examples, or maybe different ones. I don't know, I haven't made the activity yet. If you're in my summer school class, I'm going to give you the theorems and kind of explain them a little bit to you. Okay, so the important theorems. And let's talk about kind of some things that are happening here. So if I have a circle, I try and draw my best freehand circle I can, and you have an inscribed angle, so meaning that the vertex of that angle is on the circle, the measure of this angle here, I'm going to call it 1. I'm going to call that A and B. The measure of angle 1 is half the measure of arc AB. Two angles that intercept the same arc are congruent. So let's see if I can get a good picture going here. So two angles that intercept the same arc. So I have, we'll call that angle 1. And angle 2, it might be kind of hard to see there, they both intersect. They both kind of intersect that same arc. So the measure of angle 1 is going to be congruent to the measure of angle 2. Next one. Oh, and that's a circle, I promise. It's more like an egg. So I have an angle that intercepts a diameter. So say I have a diameter there, and I have an angle that intercepts it. That angle has to be a right angle. Okay? And we know that because the measure of this whole arc would be 180, and we know that this inscribed angle is half of that. And then lastly, that's a better circle. So if I have a quadrilateral inscribed in our circle, the opposite angles are going to be supplementary. Let's call that angle 1, angle 2. So the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 equals 180. Same thing would happen over here with 3 and 4. The measure of angle 3 plus the measure of angle 4 also equals 180. So let's do some examples having to do with this. So the first one, consider the picture for each of the given. Okay, so I need to find, the first one is finding the measure of angle x. Well, the measure of angle x is 1/2 of this intercepted arc. So where the angle hits the circle, that's called the intercepted arc. So that's 1/2 of 86. So that is equal to 43. I need to find the measure of xy here, of arc xy. Well, I know 1/2 of that arc is equal to 52, the angle that intercepts the arc. So the measure of xy is twice that, 104. Okay, example 2. So this might be kind of challenging for you to see. I could see where this picture would be really confusing. But let's look at angle R. Angle R opens up, let me do it in a different color. Angle R here opens up going from Q to T. And then angle S here, let me try this in a different color. Angle S also intercepts that same arc. So I know that 12x minus 13 is equal to 9x plus 2. And now I have to solve this. If I subtract the 9 over, I get a 3x. If I add the 13 over, I get 15. I don't know why I saw 12 there. I divide, and I get x to be 5. Now, I had to check my notes. I'm finding the measure of angle R. So, measure of angle R is 12 times 5 minus 13, and that equals 47 degrees. Solve for the measure of angle B. So I have a diameter. I have an angle here that intercepts my diameter. So I know something super special about that. I know that that's a right angle, which tells me the other two angles, angle A and angle B, are complementary, meaning they add up to they add up to 90. So x plus 4 plus 8x minus 4 is equal to 90. So I have 9x equals 90. X equals 10. I have to solve for angle B. So I plug in 8 times 10 minus 4, and I get 76 for angle B. Okay, our last example. I have a quadrilateral inscribed in our circle, meaning that all the vertices of that are sitting on our circle. We know that the opposite angles are supplementary. Now, why is that? Because that's half of that arc length. This is half of this whole arc length. That's a whole circle. A whole circle is 360. Half of 360 is 180. So 3x minus 8 plus 5x plus 2 is equal to 180. 8x minus 6 is equal to 180. 8x is equal to 186. X is equal to 23.25. So that was my video on inscribed angles. Thank you for watching.